Have you ever felt that life isn't quite what it seems? That behind the daily routines, the noise, the obligations, there's something more? Something you can sense but can't quite grasp? You're not imagining it. You're awake. And yet, most of us walk through life blind trapped in a reality that we accept, rather than a reality we consciously shape. The truth is harsh. Your perception is your prison. The world you experience is not fixed. It's shaped by your attention, your awareness, your very consciousness. Plato imagined this centuries ago with his allegory of the cave. Humans chained, watching shadows, mistaking them for the whole truth. Most of us are still in that cave. And what if I told you there's a way out, that you can step beyond the shadows and see the world as it truly is? This is where the third eye comes, in the eye that doesn't see with sight, but with insight. It is not a mystical fantasy, not an ethereal promise for monks in distant mountains. It is the part of you capable of observing reality without being consumed by it. Nietzsche called this the ability to stand apart, to see the abyss yet not fall into it. It is the conscious awareness of your mind observing your mind, the watcher of the observer. Why is this important? Because reality itself bends to attention. Quantum physicists call it the observer effect. A particle's behavior changes when it is observed. In simpler terms, what you focus on, you change. The life you live, the events that unfold around you, even your relationships, they all respond to the consciousness you bring into them. And yet, most of us never truly observe. We react, we complain, we sleepwalk. Think about your fears, your anxieties, your patterns that keep repeating, no matter how hard you try to break them. What if the first step to transformation isn't action, but awareness? Not changing the world first, but seeing it clearly, seeing yourself clearly. The third eye is that lens. It allows you to witness your thoughts, your impulses, your attachments, without being swallowed by them. It allows you to become the conscious architect of your life rather than a passive inhabitant. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Seeing reality for what it is terrifying. Most of us would rather stay asleep. Awareness strips away illusions, the comforting lies we tell ourselves to survive, and exposes raw truths. You might see the futility of some ambitions, the hollowness of certain relationships, the ways you've been complicit in your own suffering. It is not sugar-coated. It is honest, brutal, liberating. This is why activating the third eye is not a pastime. It is a responsibility. It is the recognition that your life, your perception, your reality is not given, it is chosen. Every moment you allow your mind to drift, to succumb to distraction, you give power away. Every moment you witness consciously, you reclaim it. Even Plato's cave dwellers had the choice. If only they dared to turn and face the light. Let's imagine it. A life where you observe before reacting, where your attention is deliberate, not scattered, where your emotions, your thoughts, your environment are not random, but tools. Imagine looking at conflict and seeing the pattern, not just the pain. Imagine approaching opportunity and recognizing alignment, not just chance. Imagine walking through life awake, aware, capable of bending reality not through force, but through mindful observation, and yet most never try. Why? Because awakening the third eye is not easy. It requires solitude in a world of noise. It requires questioning the beliefs that built your identity. It demands patience, discipline, and the courage to confront the truths you've avoided your whole life. Machiavelli might have called it cold logic. Bonhoeffer, moral courage. It is both. It is terrifying, exhilarating. Necessary, the path begins quietly, noticing, breathing, observing, watching your thoughts drift, watching them fade, watching the world without judgment. Then comes deliberate reflection, then choice, then creation. You cannot force reality, but you can respond consciously to it. And in that response lies freedom. When you activate this inner eye, you realize the boundaries you believed were fixed are illusions. The limitations you feared are self-imposed. The suffering you endured is often your own observation of your world, magnified by inattention. Reality isn't cruel, it is precise, neutral, and responsive. And for those who learn to observe without being trapped by observation, reality becomes pliable, life becomes participatory, and the unseen becomes visible. So ask yourself, are you still chained to the cave of your mind? Or are you ready to face the light, to see your thoughts, your patterns, your fears as they truly are, to reclaim the observer within? The third eye is not a promise of magic. It is the ultimate tool of self-mastery. It is the doorway to freedom, to clarity, to living consciously in a world that rewards wakefulness. Open it. Observe, transform. Reality, in all its infinite complexity, is waiting for your awareness. Will you step into it or remain a shadow among shadows?